Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. That was a game between Rivers United and Plateau United at the Jos Township Stadium. It was a good game right there in the city of Jos, and for Rivers United, they are actually doing well in the 2023-2024 NPFL season. All right, we will talk more about the NPFL on the course of the show. Okay, let's go straight to Cote d'Ivoire. Let's begin with the Super Eagles, our own darling Super Eagles, where Lukman is actually talking tough ahead of that game that the Super Eagles are ready for this battle. If you look at the head-to-head record of the Super Eagles game against the Cote d'Ivoire, we've beaten them 8 times, we've drawn 10 games and lost 9. The last 2 meetings between these two sides, the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, was a loss for Nigeria, one in the Chan Nations Cup and the other one in the friendly game. It was 1-0 in favor of the Ivorians. On that note, I have Noah Samson that will be joining me on the show this morning to do justice to a lot of the stories we have on the show, because we are starting right up from Cote d'Ivoire, and you know our game is going to be against the Elephants, the host, come on Thursday right there in the city of Abidjan. Noah Samson, welcome to the show.
The pleasure is mine.
Okay, now for the Super Eagles game coming up tomorrow on Thursday against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, Lukman of Atlanta, who plays his trade in Italy, that is the Italian Serie A, is talking tough ahead of this game that the team is ready for this particular fixture.
I'm not sure if the team is ready. If he's ready, I know he's ready because he played quite well against Equatorial Guinea. So if everybody can play the way he played against Equatorial Guinea, if they play well like that against them, if they are going to play like that well against Cote d'Ivoire, then I know they are ready, because we've been hearing such of these motivations from this player that the team is ready. Still, when the team play, you just have like kind of just a one-man team, or probably 1 or 2 players you can pick out that have played fantastic well. Well, so we just hope what he said is actually true, but I know for him he's ready because he played fantastic. If not for his assists and the goal from Osimhen, I think we have lost that match against Equatorial Guinea. So if you say the team is ready, no problem. You should learn from their mistakes, create more chances, play together as a team, put more passion, be more patriotic when playing on the field, on the ball, on the field, knowing that they are not playing for themselves. They are representing over 200 million Nigerians there, and we hope they perform well.
Okay, now let's look at the first game from your own assessment against the Thunder of Equatorial Guinea. 1-1 we played, and this is our second group game. So far so good, judging by what we played in the first game, coming from you. Do you think the Super Eagles have the pedigree to go far in the Nations Cup tournament? Because if we don't win this game against Cote d'Ivoire, if we draw, well, at the end of the day, 4 best losers, we actually join the 2 teams that will qualify automatically from all of the groups. But first thing first, we need to get the 3 points. So judging by what we played in our first game, now we're playing the host. You know, you'll be playing 11 players on the pitch of play, and then the 12th player is the fans, that their noise will be, you know, all the fans will be on the side of Cote d'Ivoire. So how do you think the Super Eagles should react to this game, and what changes are you expecting from the coach of the Super Eagles?
I think the Super Eagles, we made a mistake of not even winning the game against Equatorial Guinea, because we know we are going to meet what we call them Cote d'Ivoire, which is the host nation. You can see the first match they played against Guinea-Bissau. You can see how the stadium was packed full. Fans were there, and see how fantastic the Cote d'Ivoire team played. So we should expect that we'll have such a packed full stadium against Cote d'Ivoire, because it is their hometown, it is their country, and they are the host nation. Because when we played, when we were watching the match against Nigeria against Equatorial Guinea, we were like, is this the stadium? Are people not coming to the stadium? Because we didn't see much people at the stadium that day. So the fans, you said, is the 12 player that will be there because of the noise and everything. So we should just try our best, make some changes. I believe what's his name, Alhassan should be back to the team, because there's a video I watched where he said
we will still get to that story, though he's a doubt or in that particular
game. We just hope the players make some changes. The likes of the change he made, the coach bringing out Saidu, putting on Bassi. I don't think Bassi is a left back.
He's a left back. That is what he plays.
But he plays as
he's a versatile defender. He can play any of the position at the back line. But his natural position is playing at the left side defense of the field. Though he was converted by Van Bronckhorst when he by Van Bronckhorst of Rangers before he was being sacked to play at this as a central midfielder. And what happened? It was because I think Leon Balogun and the other guy then got injured, and there was no other central defenders in the team that could come in. And Kelvin Bassi was drafted to play that position.
I prefer him playing
very well.
I prefer him playing that central defense, because when we looked at what he did against Equatorial Guinea at the left back, he didn't perform actually quite great.
With how many minutes he came?
Even though it was 2 minutes, he will still perform well if you were to perform. Because I'm sure he's used to that.
Okay, let me ask you, make your lineup against Cote d'Ivoire.
The lineup against Cote d'Ivoire, I'm not the coach. I think the coach
just make your own lineup. Let's assume, okay, you have the opportunity to make the lineup against Cote d'Ivoire. I know our top front should be Osimhen. Assuming at the top front, then you have a Lukman at Lukman there also too. There are the issues that between Chukwueze and Samuel Moses, I don't know who you should pick first, because Samuel Moses was not in his best form that day. Was not in the best form that day. Then Chukwueze, you know the way he does one or two, he doesn't play. He likes to use the ball to play. So I prefer, let's say Chukwueze will start at the midfield. I want Alhassan back to the midfield. I praise back to the midfield. Frank Oyeka, okay. We can mix of Frank Oyeka, but I don't want to see Joe Aribo at midfield that day. Probably we should get another midfielder. Then at the back, at the center, the defense there, I want Kenneth Omeru to Ekong at that central defense, and I want the two. I want what is his name? Olaina at the right back, and what do we call his name? Saidu also at the left back. That would be my own suggestion or what I want the coach to do. But I think the coach knows better. He knows the number of players, the quality of players he brought for the competition. But the issue we have is we don't have a holding midfielder. That is the main problem. We don't have a holding midfielder. Most of our players, most of the midfielders in the team are not people that hold the midfield very well. We don't have someone who can hold the ball and distribute the ball well for us. We don't have people who hold the ball and they don't easily release the ball. Once someone can hold the ball and look at who used to give the pass. I think the only best pass we had that match that I saw was It's very good using, describing all of this, using your mouth. But when you get onto the pitch of play, you know that it's not easy.
But they are professionals.
Okay, they are professionals. That game will be coming up on Thursday right there in the city of Abidjan. That is where we are playing Alhassan Qatar Stadium in Cote d'Ivoire. Good one for the Super Eagles. They've beaten Cote d'Ivoire 8 times. They've lost 9 times, and then they've drawn 10 times in all of the fixtures. The last 2 meetings between the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, the Super Eagles have lost both meetings. All right, still dwelling on Cote d'Ivoire. Let's quickly still stay with them. That is with the Super Eagles in Cote d'Ivoire. Let's look at this fantastic story. It's not a good news, but is in doubt. Let's see. Maybe after today, he will be declared fit to play in that particular game. But that's for Alhassan Yusuf, who might not be part of the Super Eagles game. Now, for this young man, he did well in the first game, and for our viewers at home, you'll be having the opportunity to call on this particular program right now on this topic. The question will be popped up on the screen. That is, if the Super Eagles is going to miss Alhassan Yusuf. But no, Sam say, let me talk to you quickly before viewers at home start calling in. Now, for Alhassan Yusuf, he has a very he was one of our, in fact, the best player on the pitch against Equatorial Guinea before he got injured and he was substituted. Now he's a doubt. Probably he might at some point, you know, sometimes they will say a player will miss a game. Before you know it, you see that same player playing that particular match. But now for Alhassan Yusuf, he will not be part of the Super Eagles against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire.
It's going to be a very big blow, and that is also true because he really left. They substituted him from the midfield, from the match. You can see how disorganized the midfield was. They brought in Joe Aribo. He did nothing. To me, he did nothing on the pitch there that day. He did nothing on the pitch there. So him leaving the midfield made the midfield more porous. You can see Nobody was there holding the midfield. No, the pass wasn't coming the way it ought to be. So we are going to miss him a lot.
Okay, we are going to miss him a lot. Like I said, the question will be popped out on the screen and the number to call will be right there. Is the Super Eagles, are they going to miss Alhassan Yusuf services against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire? Let's hear from you. We have other players. We have Frank Onyeka, we have Joe Aribo, we have a very slim midfield. This is part of what we were complaining about when Jose Pizarro decided to just go with, I think, 5 midfielders or the 4 thereabout to the Nations Cup. We have Joe Aribo, we have Frank Onyeka, we have Alexi Wobi, the only 3 outright midfielders we have left in that team right now, with Alhassan Yusuf being injured. We're going to mix his services against Cote d'Ivoire. The number will be popped up on the screen and you can make your own contribution. All right, let's leave Cote d'Ivoire and come back home quickly. There was one game as in a rescheduled game in the Nigerian Premier Football League, NPFL. That was Rivers United against Aqua United in the city of Port Harcourt, and it went in favor of the Rivers team. That is Rivers United. They beat Aqua United 2-0 in that game. Abubakar Sadiq getting the goals for Rivers United in a rescheduled fixture. But before Noah Samson will talk about Rivers United game, let's quickly look at the table of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Let's look at where Rivers United is standing after that win. Now we have Lobby Stars topping the table with 33 points. We have Remo Stars, who lost their game, their match day 18 game, in second with 32 points, and Plateau United have moved up to third position with 31 points. Doma United dropped to the 4th position, courtesy of goal difference between them and Plateau United, 7 and 4 goal difference. They also have 31 points. Enyimba have 29 points, stay on the 5th position, and Kano Pillars is on the 6th position with 29 points. Bendel Insurance is on the 7th position with 27 points. Abia Warriors is on the 8th position with 26 points. We have Enugu Rangers on the 9th position with 25 points, having a game in hand. We have Katsina United on the 10th position with 23 points and also having a game in hand. Let's go over to the flip side of the table. Let's see what that result did to Aqua United. They are on the 18th position with 18 points and -4 goal difference. Shooting Stars is on the 11th position with 23 points. Sunshine Stars of Akure on the 12th position with 22 points. Niger Tornadoes is on the 14th position with 20 points. And for Rivers United, after that win, they move up to 13th position with 20 points and 3 goal difference. They have played lesser game than every other team, so they have 3 good games in hand. If they win those games, they will have 23 points, and you know they might just shoot to the 10th position, pushing off maybe 11th position, pushing off Shooting Stars of Ibadan, maybe on goal difference. All right, let's quickly look at Niger Tornadoes on the 14th position with 20 points, and Gombe United on the 15th position with 20 points, and Kwara United is on the 16th position with 19 points, and Sporting Lagos, a team that started the season brilliantly, is now at the Sporting Lagos on the 17th position with 18 points and -2 goal difference. Like you heard, Aqua United is on the 18th position after that loss with -4 goal difference, and we have Bayelsa United on the 19th position with 17 points, and Heartland FC of Owerri continues to remain at the bottom of the Nigerian Premier Football League table with 16 points and -5 goal difference. All right, Noah Samson, for Rivers United, they've played lesser games than every other team, the remaining 19 clubs in the NPFL this season. Now, what do you make of their winning, beating Aqua United 2-0 in Port Harcourt?
Yeah, they are 13th on the 13th or what, if I'm not mistaken, and Aqua United are 18th. They are relegation zone, so it wasn't surprising seeing Rivers United defeating Aqua United, although things do change where you see those from relegation team more hungrier than those out of relegation team. But as it is now, Rivers United have one Aqua United. So we just pray The next matches.
Are you a Rivers United fan that you are praying for them?
I love the team.
Okay. You love Rivers United. They did a very good job against Aqua United in the city of Port Harcourt, and now they have moved to the 13th position, and Aqua United on the 18th position. They are very close to the as in they are at the relegation zone, and probably if they continue with their woes after Fatah Osho left that team, they might just get relegated at the end of the season. All right, let's go back to Cote d'Ivoire. Let's go back to the African Cup of Nations 2023 right there in the city of Cote d'Ivoire, in the country of Cote d'Ivoire, I beg your pardon. There were games yesterday at the Nations Cup, and the group games continue. We have one game in Group D that was completed, and Bertrand Traore, a late penalty for Burkina Faso against Mauritania. Mauritania kept their defense tight, but they lost concentration and they conceded that goal courtesy of a penalty converted by Traore in that particular game. That's the last game in the last game in Group D after the other teams played theirs on Tuesday. Now for Burkina Faso, they beat Mauritania 1-0. Tunisia surprisingly lost to Namibia. Namibia winning their first ever Nations Cup game against the almighty Tunisia. You know, remember Tunisia hosted this competition in 2004, and we met them. They defeated Nigeria in 2004. Mali also beat South Africa 2-0. That is all in Group E. Mali topping that group, and Namibia surprisingly second after beating Tunisia.
This Nations Cup, I told some of my friends that it's really surprising because it's something nobody's playing now. That's the truth. None of the countries that are here at the Nations Cup are here for sighting. They are here to make an impact. You know, before Nations Cup, you make favorites of.
Okay, I will hold your thought there. The number is on your screen that you can call. Will the Super Eagles miss the services of Alhassan Yusuf against Cote d'Ivoire? The number is on the screen. Just call in on the show quickly before we wrap up the show so that we can hear your views. We can hear your own side of it. We are playing our second game against Cote d'Ivoire on Thursday. So for Alhassan Yusuf, you know it's a big one, it's a big blow. But are we going to miss his services? We have Joe Aribo, we have Alex Iwobi, and we have Frank Onyeka left at the middle of the pack. And you know these three players I just mentioned, they are going to get the starting bet. This is the reason why we were complaining about Jose Pizarro going with a very small midfielders to this competition. So for the Super Eagles, are they going to miss the services of Alhassan Yusuf? The number is on the screen. Call in and let's hear your views. Okay, back to you, Neil Samson. We were looking at the games that was played. Tunisia lost to Namibia. South Africa got beaten by Mali, Carthage Eagles of Mali as they are called. And for Burkina Faso, they have to just win that game at the dying moment against Mauritania.
So, as I was saying, the game has the African Cup of Nations this year is quite surprising. No team is here to play. Everybody is here to just to make sure they win, to make sure they at least even though they are not winning the cup, they make their impact known in African football. You can see when we after a game against what do you call it this Equatorial Guinea, was quite not happy when I saw the game against Egypt.
Against the Black Mambas of Mozambique.
I was like, okay, what was happening? Cape de Verde, Ghana.
Beat Ghana.
I was like, okay, it seems something is happening here. Then I saw the match. Algeria played this
Angola,
and I was after 1-1. What's the problem? So no country is
Cameroon being had to draw by Guinea-Bissau.
So it's really surprising, and to show that yes, nobody is here to play. Nobody is here to play. Everybody is here to make sure at least even they are not winning the match, and if they are not winning the competition, at least let them know that okay, also we also a footballing nation. It should be the lack of South Africa and so the likes of Egypt, Tunisia, Nigeria, Ghana, Algeria that will be the Senegal that will be they are the ones winning this competition back to back, or you need to determine who wins the cup.
All right, the number is still on your screen. Let's quickly hear you before we wrap up the program. Are we going to miss the services of Alhassan Yusuf against Cote d'Ivoire on Thursday? All right, let's look at the fixtures that will be coming up today in the African Cup of Nations. We have just 2 games to come up today. Morocco will take on Tanzania, and while DR Congo will play Zambia. Quickly, Morocco, Tanzania, DR Congo, Zambia. What's your prediction for these 2 games?
Yeah, I'm having Morocco should win. Tanzania, then DR Congo should win Zambia.
Okay, Zambia won the Nations Cup in 2012, and in 1994, when Nigeria lifted the trophy, we defeated them at the finals in 1994 for our 2nd trophy. So let's see how those games will play. Morocco against Tanzania, and Zambia will take on a stubborn DR Congo. The good thing is that all of the nations that are in the Nations Cup this year, none of them are debutants. Every country in the Nations Cup this time around have one time or the other participated in the tournament. All right, let's leave the shores of Africa and go straight to Europe quickly, where there were games in the Spanish Copa del Rey. We have Getafe lost to Sevilla 3-1. Athletic Bilbao beat Alaves 2-0, while Mallorca beat Tenerife at extra time. Also, there were games in the English FA Cup third round replay. You know, when it's replay, you drew the first leg. And for Wolves against Brentford, at all extra time, Brentford defeated Wolves on penalties after 2-2 draw in regulation time. And Birmingham City beat Hull City 2-1. For Bolton Wanderers, they lost to Luton Town 2-1. And Bristol City surprisingly stormed West Ham United in the third round replay of the FA Cup 1-0. And then Newport County beat Eastleigh 3-1. All right, this Noah Samson, I will allow you to react to this quickly before we get out of the studio. For AS Roma, after sacking Jose Mourinho, just in less than how many hours, they now appointed their former player Daniele De Rossi as new manager. Quickly, in just 2 seconds, react to this.
Yeah, it's surprising, and Jose Mourinho and Roman, they've gone their separate ways. But bringing back De Rossi is really a nice one. It's a legend, a former player of AS Roma, a legend there. So we pray it does well for them. Okay, he signed that contract until the end of the season by June. Let's see what Daniele De Rossi will do with AS Roma after their 5-point drift of the top 4 for the Champions League position. And you know, he was sacked when he was coach of Spal. Let's see what he will do with AS Roma, a former boy of the city, a former boy of the club. And that is where we leave it on 360 Sports. No, as I say, thanks for joining me on the show this lovely morning. The pleasure is mine. All right, that is it on the program. I am Emmanuel Fashimi saying thanks for watching.